Alrighty. Hello, everyone. I was waiting for the screen to change. These stupid little things that get on there. It says I have three. Okay. Oh, hello, Jenny. Hi, Jenny. Who else is here so I can welcome you by name? Just give me a hola or a hello or a one or just, don't give me half the peace sign and we're good. So, all right, got 7:01. All right, so tonight, it's all, looks like I clicked something. Okay, so tonight we're talking about why personal development is critical to your business. Now, if you are not someone who runs a business, and you're someone who works in a business, this is also going to be helpful to you. Because at some point you're going to decide whether you're going to stay with the business you're in or if you're going to find somewhere else to be or perhaps start your own business. But personal development hits all of the sections of our lives. It's something that cannot be underestimated, though, with regard to the business world. I am old. Soon to be 55. I haven't worked for all that many people. I tend to, I think the job I just left to go on my own, I was there 20 years or just a few months shy of it. Before that, I had, several different ones over the years. And you work for different employers. If you're old enough to have had more than one job, you already get what that is. You've had employers that maybe you liked more than others, but for whatever reason you didn't stay in the job. And today's job market is challenging. It's challenging if you're the employer trying to get employees, and it's challenging if you're the employee. Because let's face it, the economy right now makes it difficult all the way around. Okay, so diving right into the personal development part of it. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Let me check on this. If you don't know me, hello, my name is Anne-Marie. I am the proprietor of the page New Day, New Way with Anne-Marie. I am a personal development coach and consultant. I also run the group that's also titled New Day, New Way, Excellence and Vision. I have social platforms on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. The link tree on my page tells you how to find me if you or your business are interested in some coaching or consulting. So, that being said, and I don't have any sponsors to thank, let's jump right in. So the personal development part of your business. Okay, so even if you're the only person, and I am the only person that runs my business, I don't have any employees, although I tease my husband all the time about being my employee, but he's really not. If you're the only person, or you're eventually going to have to hire somebody, or if you have a staff of employees, no matter what your business is, you're in some form offering a service or product and you have clients. And so whether it's you or whether it's your staff, the person on the front lines that deals with those clients is essentially going to be the person that, for the most part, determines how much retention of business you keep, how much new business you take in. And we start here. And I love this word. I learned it in a class recently, never applied it to the job, but enrollment. If you're working a job for somebody else, are you fully enrolled with that job? And what that means is, do you understand what, or do you know what that company's goal or mission is? Why do they exist? What's their mission statement? If you are running a business, what's your mission statement? And we've all done this, taking jobs just to pay the paycheck, you're not fully on board with the company, maybe you have qualms about the company, but it's a paycheck, that's something that you're going to want to maybe consider, because it's not that somebody shouldn't work for another company. It's that if you're going to work for a company, you're giving them your time away from your family, your time for yourself, your time to get things done, in exchange for your money. So wouldn't it make sense that you would want to be enrolled? And what I mean by that is you believe in that company enough to work for them. If you're running the company, if you have employees, and this has happened to me in several employment situations where I understood what the company was about, but the people I worked for couldn't sell it. They sort of sold it, depending on who they were at the time. Over the course of years, it was several different people. they couldn't sell it authentically. And there's another, that's where we're going to open the door to personal development is if you're not able to be the most authentic with your clients, with your employees, then how are you going to be that way with your clients? Authenticity means you are aligned with your purpose. You know what your business or your job is there to accomplish, and what service it provides, and what you want the customer satisfaction. Customer relations get so twisted around. The customer isn't always right, but the customer deserves the best experience no matter what. No matter what. You're a trained professional in your job. If you are in the right place, then you have people, I'm kind of rambling, people above you who you know are there to support you, who have trained you, who are authentic people that you trust them, you take them at their word, you believe what they tell you. And so the last job that I was on, I was a manager, and that's what I worked on with my employees. It was like the product we have, the service we offer isn't for everybody. It's for, as most businesses are, a certain niche of people. We served a niche of people that a lot of other finance agencies didn't deal with. And so in explaining what the product was, it's like I tried to impart to them, you have to not only understand it, you have to believe in it. You have to understand, because the customer's going to have questions, the customer's going to have issues. Whether you sell insurance or pizza, at some point you're going to have a customer with an issue. You're going to have a customer with questions. And if the person on the front lines doesn't fully understand the product and isn't completely on board and believing in the product, then there's your first breakdown. If the person on the front line feels a disconnect to the people above her or him, as far as I'm just kind of out here on my own, or I don't really want if there's a disconnect between upper management and the front lines and the front lines and the customer, your business is going to suffer. And part of the reason this disconnect exists is because from the top down, the bottom line is always money. I mean, obviously a business is, if you're not a nonprofit, you're in business to make money, but the only focus is money. I hate to use this as an example, but Walmart comes to mind. I have known so many people over the years that have worked for Walmart. Hey, Susan. Hey, Leslie. I've known so many people that worked for Walmart over the years, and so many of them had things to say. I mean, they enjoyed their job because they were like the person that handled customers, or they did this, but they didn't like the company. They didn't like the way the company treated the employees. And so that's only going to last so long. How much turnover do you see in employees in a company like that? If you're gonna start a company and give birth to this baby company that you love, you're doing something that you're passionate about, and you're gonna hire people, you're gonna try to get them on board with what you're doing. If you're not in alignment yourself, if you're not taking care of your personal and your professional, not to mention your physical, then you seem like a ship in distress, and nobody's going to sign on to be the crew for that. That's kind of a bad analogy. But if the boss doesn't come across as centered and balanced and ready to rock and roll, then nobody that signs on to work for them is going to go, well, I feel totally comfortable here. I feel good. They're not going to say that. They're going to be like, you can't be one of those. I've worked for bosses who you just never knew what was going to happen from day to day. You never knew what the tone of voice was going to be. You never knew what was coming down the pike. And you kind of worked under this veil of almost fear, because you get a vibe going, and then you just, one phone call or one email just kind of blew up the day. And here's where personal development comes in and envelops all of you. The higher-ups need to be able to do several things. And if you're the owner, the CEO, the hiring manager, whatever you are, the first thing that everybody across the board needs to do is be able to listen, which is a skill that almost nobody has. If you're going to hire somebody that doesn't have listening skills, and they're going to be your customer service representative, if you're hiring somebody to do the listening and you're not listening, so listening to understand, you're going to hire somebody, everybody that comes in is going to have their own set of baggage, their own set of experiences, their own set of, sorry to say it, prejudices and biases because of previous experiences. They're going to have their own set of limiting beliefs. If you don't have your limiting beliefs in check, if you haven't done your work, then it becomes like a basket of broken eggs, actually. They're going to look to you and you're a mess. So, kind of to stop rambling here, where I see it from the customer service angle is you got customer service agents who have no patience with customers, who I've walked into places and seen the lady go, "Can I help you?" Like, you just interrupted my day. I've seen people who I can't call people. I can't call people. Why can't you call people? It's going to be part of your job to call people. And you sit down with them and you listen to them and you find out, well, they've got a phobia about such and or they've got a thing. So if listening's not there and you can't understand what the problem is, it doesn't matter how solution oriented your brain is, you're not going to be able to solve an issue until you know exactly what it is. And so in order to bring the disconnect together, what I thought would be effective would be just a joint training with supervisors, managers, customer service, cash register, whatever your job is, to sit down and kind of get on the same page. The first thing that has to happen is the listening. And the company needs to be very, very clear about their mission. And if their mission is the bottom line on the balance sheet, probably you're going to want to look for another job. Because they're not going to care about you. They're not going to care about their customers. They're caring about the bottom line. And your life is going to be an absolute hell working for them. A company that cares about the customers will go out of their way to make sure that even if the customer can't have exactly what they want, that their experience is positive, that their experience is satisfying in whatever way that that's possible. And sorry, but that's what I'm good at. Whether you're trying to please a boss, a spouse, a customer, doesn't matter. You don't want to be like the total people pleaser, but you have to be listening and able and willing, no matter what your job is, no matter what your title is. Okay, I'm losing myself here. You have to be willing to listen. You have to be able to listen. And then you have to be able to take what you've just heard, verify it, understand it, and create a solution around that. If someone has a problem that's obviously going to be related to some kind of limiting belief they have about themselves or some previous experience, now it's not on you to solve everybody's problems, but it's on you to know how to teach them how to solve their problems. It's the difference between a customer going and a customer going, "Oh my God, I'm going to recommend you. You saved my day. You saved my day." I should have $1 for every customer that said that to me. They didn't get what they wanted, but I still saved their day. They came in pissed off and upset about something else, and they left happy. Even if it didn't have anything to do with the business they were doing with me. Because the customer experience has to be positive, whether you are teaching, whether you are online or in person. Now, generally up until now, my experience with customers has been in person. But online, we're doing things like this, the Zooms and the phone calls. You still have to be ready to listen. You have to be able to take in what their pain point is, especially the client, but also your employees. If they have a pain point, it's just like with the client. You're going to have to listen to what that pain point is and figure out how to solve it if you want to retain your employees. Otherwise, you're going to be constantly hiring. That's expensive. And today, it's hard enough to find employees, right? It's hard enough to find somebody that wants to come and work in an office or stand behind a counter or whatever it is that the job entails, right? And once you find somebody who is on the ball and they're ready to rock and roll, they showed up. Before I left my job, I tried to hire for like a month and a half. I scheduled 17 interviews. 2 people showed up. 2 people showed up to interview. So if you got somebody sitting in front of you that thinks they want to come and work for your company, then listen to why. And if they don't know why, then you haven't been clear about what your company's expectations are, what the goals are, what your mission is. This is what our company is about. And the reason we want to hire you is to do this. The reason that your job exists is to execute this. And this is the whole goal. Now, at the end of the, why do you want to come and work for me? If you're unable to communicate clearly, it's going to be impossible. So if your personal development, this is where I'm going with this, if your personal development is not in play, if you're still dealing with demons or physical issues, stress, you don't have a good schedule in place, if you're not taking better care of yourself, if you're not working on your self-talk, if you're not doing the things to make the good, healthy brain patterns for you, then you're already going to notice that it's affecting your personal life. Why would it also not affect your business life? If you work for somebody else, it's going to show. If you're in charge of people while you work for somebody else, it's going to show. But you know what else shows? When you start to level up. When little things don't bother you, when a customer that is mad at you, you don't come right back and match that energy. When something doesn't go as planned, then you don't just, that happens every time. And then there's a 45-minute discussion among 5 women about why I didn't, when you level up and level out of that, then people notice that. Especially if you're the one in charge of them. It all emanates out. The more in alignment you are, the more in alignment the people around you are. And you can be the lowest guy on the totem pole, and you can be the one in alignment. It's going to affect everybody around you. Pardon me. So I'm kind of generalizing here. But the most important thing, other than listening in the communication process, is to be willing to sit down with somebody and disagree. You're going to have to hear hard things from an employee, or you might have to hear hard things from an employer. And that's, if you're the business owner, you may have to hear something hard from a client. And if you're me, 20 years ago, I couldn't hear hard things. I would just curl up in a ball. Couldn't hear hard things. Because it meant I had failed. It meant I had done something bad. It meant I had not done what I was supposed to, or completely missed, the opportunity. Messed something up bad. And I couldn't hear. And the hard things to hear and to say, they're going to happen. You're going to have to hear hard things like you're going to have to problem solve between employees, or you're going to have to problem solve between yourself and the client. Just because you're operating out of integrity in a good place and you're authentic doesn't mean your client does. You're going to have clients that you're going to be like, wow. But you took them on as a client and they get your best. So you're going to have to hear hard things, and you're going to have to not be baited into reacting for them. And this is where all of this work comes into play. So, and to me, it's honestly a bigger test professionally than personally. And here's why. Personally, with the people that are close to you, that know you really super well, you kind of have a little bit more of I hate to say a safe zone, a little leeway. These people have known you a really long time, and they're honestly, hopefully, supportive of the changes that you're doing and, whatever's going on. The client only knows what you've told them, or by your company's reputation. So the client walks in only knowing what they know, and then their talk with you, be it Zoom or in person, that's going to give them what they know about you. And so that's harder if you don't have it together. And I'm kind of exhibiting this today. I actually had a little schedule of notes I was going to go by. And honest to God, I don't know what I did with them. I'm writing a course, so it's probably in there. But one of the things that I talked with a friend of mine about this on Zoom, one of the things I always found to be lacking in every job that I ever had was the unity and the excellence of team when all of the people on the team were doing the personal work. It happened one time. I ran a little restaurant Subway thing right after I got separated. And the only two people on the shift were me and the girl that worked for me. And she wanted to be excellent at everything. And so I made sure she was. I gave her everything that she needed, and support and training in the whole 9 yards. And she was, I mean, when we both left there, customers stopped coming in. And then I got messages through my brother for months after that, because they didn't like the people that came in behind us. She wanted to be good at everything. So we had a team of the two of us who were on board, who liked what we did. We liked our customers. We even didn't, it's not like we even griped about mopping the floors or anything. We were happy with what we were doing. We liked our job. We liked each other, and we liked our customers, and we were able to work in a harmony like that. I think one of the few times that I've ever had a job where there was a team that was completely all on board together and all doing the work together and all helping each other without the cattiness and the backbiting and all of the other stuff that goes on in some jobs. And so a lot of that could be, eliminated if the person in charge takes what they're doing personally and development-wise and brings it into the business. Not only are you investing in your employee, you're growing your employee, you're supporting them, you're giving them a vote of confidence. Hey, you know what? You're doing a great job. I'm going to give you this training because it's going to help you level up. You don't even have to tell them it's going to level up the rest of their life. Just that they're going to level up in their job. They'll notice that it's going to level up the rest of their life. So whether you're the business owner or not, it's going to start with you. If you're here, it's going to start with you. It's going to start with you. It should always start with you because you're the excellent person that's trying to take control of the things in your life that you want to get rid of, the things that you want to make better, the things that you want to replace with better patterns. You're the person who wants the excellence in their life. And so it matters not whether you are the janitor, or you are the chief financial officer, or you are an underwear model, or if you sell ketchup on the sidewalk. It doesn't matter what you do. It matters how you do. It matters who you are. No matter what the situation is, no matter what the job is, no matter what the business is, it always matters who you are and what you put out there. Because whatever that is going to be contagious to whoever is either doing business with you or who is going to work for you. And the thing is once that starts to take hold, it's like with the personal life, you start to level up and you start to see people kind of fall away. They're not coming with you. Yeah, I know, underwear model. They're not coming with you on your personal journey because, and you leave them behind and you're okay with that. It's going to be the same. You're going to start to kind of weed through in the professional world the same way, and you find that your standards for employees and clients increase. And so when your standards increase, you attract better. And there we go with that law of attraction. When you level up, then you're putting out better, and you're attracting better. So it's way past I want to get out of this mode where I always attract terrible guys. It's way, way past that now to where you want to attract better clients, better employees, better business, better opportunities to help other people, because that's what you're there for, right? If your team on the ground, and Jenny, I know where you work, if your team on the ground doesn't feel united with each other, doesn't feel that supervision has their back, doesn't feel like anybody really cares what they're doing, except that they're on the clock and they look like they're doing something, that's a bad situation. It's a bad situation. And so what happens if Jenny is the catalyst that shows the excellence, and I'm sure that you do, shows the excellence, goes the extra mile, does the little extra thing. I had a girl tell me on my last job, she quit right before I did. She said, you know what, I'm not doing anything extra. I'm here to do the bare minimum and collect my paycheck. If it had been my company, she'd have left that day. Because my customers deserve better than that. And even though, in your case, Jenny, you're not the owner of the company, but you're in charge of what you do every day as far as your job, you still have customers too. Susan, leave post-it notes in strategic spots. Yeah, I used to do that too, for the underwear model especially. But the thing is that people get so involved in their bottom line, and I get it. I've been at the, different levels. I get it that you want your business to be successful, but nobody gets that until you start to focus on what your service is, until you start to focus on the people you're serving with this business, nothing is going to really go, it's not going to level up. You're going to keep struggling for that bottom line. You're going to keep struggling to keep employees. You're going to keep struggling in all facets of it. And you're going to be putting out fires over here. Somebody quit in this store. Somebody quit in that town. Somebody did this and somebody did that. And then you run around, if you'll pardon my expression, pissing on fires, when you could be, think of all that time that you could be putting back into leveling up your business. So while it's, y'all are so cool. Y'all are so cool. I just love you ladies. So while I get a little passionate about it, and I know that I seem probably a little scattered, I apologize if I seem scattered. But if you get me talking about customer service, now that's not to say I've not had my share of customers who made me want to throw things. There's going to be those. But even that customer deserves the best experience possible. And I'll tell you a little secret, and this is going to sound ugly. The ones that were, I had customers that were, consistent customers. They came in and came in and came in, but they were always crappy. Always, you could say, hello, hey, how you doing? It's good to see you. And every time, just, it's a fun face to make. So no matter what you did, they could win a prize in a drawing. Actually, I lied one time and told this woman she won a prize when she actually hadn't. I just gave her one because I was hoping to see, oh, wow, So what I found was I absolutely went overboard and killed them with kindness. Not super cheesy kindness, just like really gushy kind of kindness. And two things happened there. I won because I leveled up. And they didn't stay any longer than necessary and ruin my day. Win-win. The girl that was working for me, she's like, how do you do that? And I was like, why wouldn't you do that? What, she's grumpy, so I got to be, crappy to her? Oh, no. Oh, no, that's not. We're trained professionals. This is not high school. This is not high school or junior high. If you work for a volunteer organization, it doesn't matter. It can be, I worked for a nonprofit. I worked for a place in California. We handled domestic violence victims. You don't think I handled my share of really pissed off guys? I wasn't as concerned with their experience because they weren't my client, but I guess what I'm passionate about is that people feel empowered to do the best job they. Let's boil that down. That everybody feels empowered and trained and all of that stuff to do the best that they absolutely can on that job, whether it's their career job or not. Because even the job that's not your career job is teaching you something. Everything that you do is teaching you something. Everybody has that worst job I ever had story. You learn something from that too. So I've kind of gone a little longer than I wanted to, but this is something I'm kind of stepping into, and this is at the suggestion of a friend and my son, because I do the personal development coaching, like individually in small groups. But what my son and this friend of mine and I have been talking about is me stepping into an area where I've got like a consolidated course that I can take to a business and sit down with supervision or whoever and give them the course, and if need be, take on their customer service team. Because everybody, even if it's not their dream job, everybody should enjoy what they do. Everybody deserves to enjoy what they do. Everybody deserves to have something going on in their life where when they wake up in the morning, they're not like, oh, God, not again today. I just feel that way about it. So call me, cornball or whatever. Jenny says, I'm so glad I didn't sleep through this. Bless your heart. Your first day off, and you didn't sleep through it. God bless you. Wait, would she say? Yep, that's one thing my friend that passed, Gary, would say. Well, our friend killed him with kindness. And it's not easy. It is not easy to be nice to people who are grumpy. But I'll tell you what. I'm one of those people that likes a little bit of a challenge. And I like challenging people. And I used to tell people this. Once I've made you laugh, you belong to me forever. Yeah. So. Not always Susie Sunshine. Nobody is. You're going to have those days. I'm not saying that, and Lord knows I hate the word perky, but I believe that if you do, and this is all in the benefit of you, and Susan, you can back me up on this. Once you have come through a situation like that, and you did the things, and you gave the good service, and you went the extra mile, then even if that customer still, or that client or whoever is still grumbling when they leave, then you still won, and you feel that little pride, you feel that little swelling of happiness, because you know that you didn't give in to the easy thing and just kind of snipe back at them. You didn't take the low road, you took the high road. That's always the way I phrased it with my kids. The high road is rocky. It is not easy. You are going to fall and scrape your knee on the high road. But here's the thing. The high road has a much better view. The high road has a much better view. Okay. Girls, you are so funny. What did that say? She said, I guess you're stuck with me because I'm laughing. Well, we can all be cornballs together. It's okay to be cornball. All right, so I've kept you guys long enough. And I'd like to say, if I can just confide this to you, there has been a weird energy going on today. I started it with me this morning, and it's been a good day, but there's been this like energy following me around all day, and I don't know what it is, and so I've felt a little scattered for the past couple of hours, so I apologize if I started off kind of in the end. She made a point. I think I made a point somewhere in there. I made a point. Leslie, I love it when a customer comes back and apologizes later. Yes, yes. Isn't that awesome? And then you get the opportunity to be super gracious, right? And you're like, no, it's really fine. And they feel like crap. And you're like, no, it's okay. I just really appreciate you saying that to me, but no, it's okay. That is awesome when they do that. So anyways, all right. So I love you guys, and I'm like I say, we'll do this again next Friday. I don't know what the topic's going to be. I mean, we could talk about Cheez-Its. Who knows? But I hope you have a great, fantastic Memorial Day weekend. Peace, love, enjoy the view.